You are getting robbed at the cigar counter, and the people robbing you are not even pretending anymore. They publish the receipts on their own websites. $20 for a cigar, the retailer himself called overpriced trash, in writing where anyone can read it. $8 for a cigar engineered in a corporate lab to taste like a candle store. $750 for a cigar the most respected reviewer in the industry called bitter crap on the record. This is not a conspiracy. This is not a theory. This is the cigar industry running the most shameless legal hustle in American retail, and the casual smokers in this country have been paying into it for 40 years. Number 7 on this list is the most brazen scam of the bunch. 6 other cigars below it are running the same play. For 15 years, the most respected independent reviewers in the country have ranked 4 cigars above these 7 on flavor, construction, and rating. But here is what the conglomerates are praying you never find out. You will hear them after I burn the first 7 to the ground. Number 1. Punch. The American punch and the Cuban punch share a name and absolutely nothing else. The Cuban version is rolled in Havana. The American version is owned, made, and sold by General Cigar Company, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Scandinavian Tobacco Group, the largest cigar conglomerate on earth. Scandinavian Tobacco Group is controlled by 2 Danish foundations that have been in the tobacco business for over 250 years. They do not roll cigars. They do not grow leaf. They own trademarks. The American punch is a trademark, sold to American smokers using the heritage of a Cuban factory the cigar in your hand has never once touched. You are paying for 4 letters on a sticker and a Danish foundation's quarterly dividend. Number 2. Joyo de Monterrey. Same play as punch, same conglomerate, different name on the band. The American Joyo de Monterrey is also owned by General Cigar Company, which means it is also owned by Scandinavian Tobacco Group, which means the Danish foundation is collecting on this one too. The same Cuban brand sold legally in 140 other countries is made by an entirely different company in an entirely different country with entirely different tobacco. You walk into a cigar shop in Madrid and you are smoking the real thing. You walk into a cigar shop in Miami and you are smoking a name license. The marketing on the box does not tell you any of this. The retailer at the counter does not tell you any of this. The brand tax you are paying covers the silence. Number 3. Camacho. The bold standard rebrand of Camacho did not come from the Eiroa family who built the brand in Honduras. It came from a Swiss conglomerate that bought the company in 2008. Oettinger Davidoff Group, the parent of Davidoff of Geneva, acquired Camacho from the Eiroas and then built a new factory in Honduras operating over 185,000 square feet, sitting on almost 450,000 square feet of land, expressly because the brand needed to scale. The aggressive, masculine, in-your-face, Camacho identity that every American smoker associates with the brand was launched by the new corporate parent in 2013. It is a marketing position. It is not a cigar. The Eiroas still grow tobacco on the Honduran fields. The Swiss multinational owns the company that prints the band. You are paying for the rebrand. Number 4. Upmann. Upmann is one of the oldest cigar brand names in history, founded in 1844 in Cuba by a German banker. The American Upmann has nothing to do with that history. The American Upmann is rolled at Tabacalera de Garcia in the Dominican Republic, the largest cigar factory on earth, alongside 4 other American cigar brands carrying Cuban heritage names. Same factory floor, same supervisors, same shifts. 5 different price tiers stamped on 5 different bands, and the American customer has no way to tell they came off the same line. Tabacalera de Garcia belonged to Imperial Brands, the British tobacco multinational, until 2020. Then Imperial Brands sold the entire premium cigar business for 1.225 billion euros, split between 2 anonymous investment consortia. The American trademarks for Upmann went to one of them. The factory went to the other. Upmann was a line item in a private equity transaction. Quick favor, if this is the kind of breakdown you want more of, hit subscribe. The 3 worst names on this list are still ahead, and number 7 has a receipt you have to see to believe. Number 5, Monte Cristo, same factory as Upmann, Same 1.225 billion euro corporate transaction in 2020. The American trademark for Monte Cristo went to Gemstone Investment Holding for 185 million euros. But Monte Cristo is the brand that justifies the entire valuation. It is one of the best-selling premium cigar names in America, which makes it the financial engine of the whole deal. The Cuban Monte Cristo is one of the most famous cigars in the world. The American Monte Cristo is a Dominican cigar wearing the Cuban name. The corporate parent does not need the cigar to be exceptional. The corporate parent needs the cigar to move units. And it does. Every box of Monte Cristo sold in the United States feeds a quarterly distribution on an anonymous balance sheet. The leaf is incidental. The name is the asset. Number 6. Gurkha. Gurkha sold cigars in 5 antique camel bone humidors for $115,000 per humidor. 100 cigars to a humidor. 5 humidors total. 5 sold. The boxes were 80-year-old camel bone antiques the company bought from a sale in Rajasthan, India. That is the actual founding marketing strategy of the brand. The cigar inside the box is not the product. The box is the product. The cigar is the excuse to sell the box. The headline product line is the Gurkha His Majesty's Reserve, which retails for $750 per stick and was later raised by Gurkha to $1,000 in late 2013. The price is justified by the fact that the cigar is infused with Louis XIII cognac. That is the entire production story. Cognac, tobacco, and a story. Halfwheel, the most respected independent cigar review site on the internet, reviewed the cigar. The verdict, in writing from a professional reviewer who paid nothing for the cigar, was that the Gurkha His Majesty's Reserve is overpriced, overhyped, boring, bitter crap. $750, bitter crap. The brand has never sued, never retracted, never asked for the review to come down. It is still live on the site. Number 7. Cohiba Red Dot. Holt Cigar Company is one of the largest premium cigar retailers in the United States. They sell the Dominican Cohiba on their own website. On the same product page where they sell it, Holt's published a staff review of the Dominican Cohiba. The wording, in plain English, is that at roughly $20 per cigar, the Cohiba is quite possibly the most egregiously overpriced and unspectacular blend available in the United States market. The people taking your $20 wrote down, on the page where they take your $20, that the cigar is not worth $20. The receipt is still live. You can read it right now. And on the same page, in the same review, Holtz tells the customer exactly what to do about it. They recommend in writing that the reader smoke an Arturo Fuente Hemingway side by side with the Cohiba and decide for themselves. The Hemingway costs between $7 and $15. The Cohiba costs $20. The retailer selling the $20 cigar is openly directing customers toward the $7 cigar from a different brand. That is the indictment in full. $20 is paying for 4 letters on a label, a Cuban heritage story the cigar has never touched, and the largest cigar conglomerate on the planet's quarterly dividend. The retailer agrees. In 1962, the United States banned Cuban cigars. The families that owned the Cuban brands fled the island. American companies filed for the trademarks on those names at the U.S. Patent Office. Punch, Joyo de Monterrey, Monte Cristo, Opman, Cohiba. Every American premium cigar carrying a Cuban heritage name exists because of that single loophole. 60 years of legal name licensing, built on top of an embargo, sold to American smokers who do not know the cigar in their hand, has never touched the country printed on the band. What comes next is the 4 cigars that exist outside that loophole entirely. Number 4. Foundation Cigar Company. Nicholas Melillo was the executive vice president and master blender at Drew Estate for years before he walked out in 2015 to start his own thing. He grew up in Connecticut tobacco country, working in the fields as a kid. The first cigar his company released, El Gueguense, made Cigar Aficionado's top 25 list in 2016, the same year it came out. The cigar to buy is the Wise Man Maduro. Cigar Aficionado rated it 95 points and named it the number 3 cigar of 2018. The Wise Man Maduro costs around $10 a stick. The Cohiba Red Dot on the wall above it costs $20 a stick. The retailer rated the Cohiba 82 and called it overpriced. The math is not subtle. Number 3. My Father's Cigars. Jose Pepin Garcia started his career rolling cigars in Cuba. He fled the island and opened a tiny rolling gallery in Little Havana, in Miami. The cigars he rolled by hand at that gallery built enough acclaim to fund an expansion into Nicaragua, where the Garcia family now owns their own factory in Esteli. Pepin, his son Jaime, and his daughter Janny run the company. They own the factory. They grow the tobacco on their own farms. They blend the cigars themselves. The cigar to buy is the Le Bijou 1922 Torpedo Box Pressed. Cigar Aficionado named it the #1 cigar of the year for 2015, with a score of 97 points. It was the second time the Garcia family won the top spot on that list. The Le Bijou is Pepin's tribute to his own father, born in 1922. There is no Swiss conglomerate. There is no investment consortium. There is no Danish foundation. There is a family with their name on the band, rolling the cigar themselves in a factory they built with their own money. Number 2, Padron. The Padron 1964 Anniversary Series has won Cigar Aficionado's Cigar of the Year 4 times, more than any other cigar company in history. Padron has placed a cigar in the top 5 of Cigar Aficionado's annual list every year, but one since the list started in 2004. 16 years in the top 5, 4 times at number 1. The cigar to buy is the 1964 Anniversary Series Torpedo, which took the top spot in 2021 with a score of 97. Jose Orlando Padron founded the company in 1964 after fleeing Cuba. He started in Miami, making cigars for fellow Cuban exiles in the neighborhood. His son Jorge runs the company today. The family owns the factories in Nicaragua and Honduras. The family grows their own tobacco. The 1964 Anniversary Series was launched in 1994 to celebrate Padron's 30th year, and it has been on every major cigar list ever since. 4-time Cigar of the Year, family owned. No conglomerate, no private equity, no Danish foundation, just leaf. Number 1, E.P. Carrillo. Ernesto Perez Carrillo built one of the most respected boutique cigar brands of the entire 1990s cigar boom. The brand was called La Gloria Cubana. He sold it to General Cigar Company, the same General Cigar Company that owns the Cohiba Red Dot at number 7 on this list. The same General Cigar Company that is a wholly owned subsidiary of Scandinavian Tobacco Group. The same Danish foundation. He worked inside the conglomerate for 10 years as a salaried brand ambassador. He saw the entire game from the inside. He saw the brand tax. He saw the trademark plays. He saw the quarterly distributions. And in 2009, he walked out. He took his name with him. He built his own factory, Tabacalera La Alianza, in the Dominican Republic. He put his own initials on the band, and then he produced the highest top 25 score Cigar Aficionado has ever given. The cigar to buy is the Pledge prequel, 98 points from Cigar Aficionado, Cigar of the Year for 2020. The Pledge is the 3rd cigar in a trilogy. The first cigar, La Historia, was the number 2 cigar of 2014. The second cigar, Encore, was the number 1 cigar of 2018. 2 cigars of the year and a runner-up, all from the same man, all from the same trilogy, all from a factory he built with his own money after walking out of the same conglomerate that owns the worst cigar on this list. Put it side by side, the Cohiba Red Dot at $20, owned by the conglomerate Ernesto Perez Carrillo, walked away from, rated 82 by the retailer selling it. The E.P. Carrillo Pledge prequel, 98 points, rolled in a factory the man on the band built himself. That is the gap. That is what you are choosing between every time you walk up to a cigar wall in America. The next time you walk into a tobacco shop, pick up 2 cigars at random off the front wall. Look at who owns the company that owns the brand. If the answer is a foundation, a fund, or a multinational, put them both back. Buy something you have never heard of, made by a man whose name is on the band. If this video changed how you look at the cigar shelf, subscribe to the channel.